$45 fucking dollars for some food. Like everybody right now is in a limbo. We are just trying to figure out like, I mean, my job is slowing down. It's not what it used to be. It's starting to get slow. And people are not spending. A lot of people are saving their money. And a lot of people are worried about what's going to happen with this tariffs, I mean, it's pretty deep. It's nothing small, We're already in the inflation part, and we were barely getting over that crossroads, getting used to this inflation, and now we got tariffs. And everything was stuff that just became small. Like, a Snicker bar is becoming smaller. I remember the big old bucket of ice cream I used to see was like $8. Now they got half of it. It's just like everything is shrinking. And now the tariffs are coming into it. It's just like, what's going to happen to the food? Like, I know going out to eat costs about $25 now. People got to, have their seasonings and their tomatoes and what they have to put in the food. And it's just, it's disturbing, And it's like, everybody's worried. I'm even worried myself. I've been watching YouTube and trying to figure out. At first, I didn't know what tariffs was until my friend told me about it. He's in the military, so he already know what tariffs was. I didn't know what tariffs was, but adding taxes to things and over different countries, and people are already poor already in different countries. Now you give tariffs, now they gonna get more poor. It's a sad way to do things. I'm not into all the politics, but it's something serious that we have to look at and go, what is really going to happen? I mean, I remember when I went out to eat in Phoenix, it cost me $30 just to go to Locals Chicken, and that came up to $32 plus tip, $35. And now you're telling me that these taxes are coming in on bakeries and restaurants and stuff where food gonna be $45? Who gonna pay $45 fucking dollars for some food? Then a restaurant, it's a nice thing to go out and just enjoy your food. You hungry and you're like, okay, let me go get some fast food. Or let me go take the family out. Or let me go take my girl out. Or let me go take my wife out. Women are taking their husband out. Or let me go take my kids out. I don't feel like cooking today. But we're coming to this era in life now. Things are just getting expensive and people are just holding on their money. I'm even looking at my money. I'm like on Monday, I'm like, I got to go to the mechanic and get it done before stuff happens. It's a sad thing right now. I'm like, okay, the parts on the cars are going to go up. Let me go get my car fixed before I have to pay more money. It's just like, we know that people vote. Like, I don't understand. Like, voting is really like a gimmick. It's just, they portray this image. Yeah, I'm save the world and I'm going to do all these great things, and they don't do it. And we always fall for the okie doke. Why are we voting? Voting shouldn't even be voting no more. Because it's like, what president going to do when they get into the office? They're going to do what the hell they want to do. But it's just affecting everybody. Different countries, barely scribing, and now they like, different countries going, hey, I know the bananas were a quarter, now they're $1. They're like, oh, but we barely making it over here. But it affects everybody because, Trump want to make America great again. He got a plan to make America great again. You know what I'm saying? But we all make mistakes. Is this going to be a mistake or is it going to be something brilliant? We don't know. That's why we're in the dark about things, trying to figure out, like, what's going to go on? People are nervous. People are thinking, everything's changing. They're taking budgets and, it don't make no sense to us. All we doing is we just hoping for the best of things. This ain't no rant. It could be a rant. It could be a rant. The tariffs are really messing it up. I do like going out to eat. You can take a girl out to eat, take your girlfriend, your wife, and spend now it's what, $80? Now it's going to be $160 just to eat? Who going to eat for $160? And then you got a family? That's crazy. But I'm sitting there saying, now I got to go to the grocery store and get food. And, it's just a luxury just to go out. You might have to pay a little bit of money, but you just like, okay, let's go out to eat. But now I got to cut up some potatoes and start getting my own food from the grocery stores. Grocery stores are going high up. You can't get no Nikes. You can't get Levi's. I know insurance is going to go up. Everything going to go up. In the black community, it's already $20. Now it's going to be $40 just to go out. It's going to be a sad world, but we already was in trying to figure out, okay, we got the inflation. Okay, we're moving along. And now you can hit us with the tariffs. You're like, okay, people are like, okay, what's going to go on? People are barely making it. It's a lot of the fancy restaurants that I used to eat are just, nobody's there no more. Now because of tariffs, we ain't going to have no fast food. But I was listening to Clubhouse, this podcast, and they were telling us 2-3 years ago, hey, y'all better be ready to save all your money and stuff like that. We might be going back to going back in the days when we used to ride horses and grow our own food. I'm like, is it coming true? Because it's crazy out here right now. It's crazy. It's like a ghost story. You're just like, what's going to happen? You know? But man, I like to go to my Ross and I like to go to Burlington Coat Factory. Now, I remember when before the inflation, stuff was only $20. Things was cheap. Now we're moving past in the stage like we're barely 3 years, barely getting to the used to inflation and now tariffs. And they said tariffs are not going to last forever. I don't know anymore. I don't know what these politicians and what these politics and presidents and governors are going to do. Soon they're in office, they're going to do what the hell they want to do. And I tell you all the time, why are we voting? Because we don't even know what we're voting for. It's always a trick. Yeah, got them. We're in office. Let's do it. We're going to do what the hell we want to do. And they do what they want to do all the time. We've been doing it for generations and generations. Always mad and angry. Talk about why they do this, why they do that. You got the whole world talking. Now different countries are mad too. They're like, oh, okay, well, now we in it now too. But hey, if they got a master plan, they must have a master plan. I don't know, but I just know, man, like, are we going to be able to pay our rent? Are we going to be able to afford food? Is babies are going to get WIC and babies going to get food stamps just to help them out? Is men going to start working? A lot of guys out here working. Some guys don't work. It's all about working now. I know women going to change. They're going to be like, forget the dude ain't shit. They're going to start looking for the dude that got money. Oh, you got a job? Okay. At first, I don't want nobody to go 50-50 with. Okay, you don't have to have nobody to go 50-50 with you. But hey, it's about to get hard out here. So you're going to be, I know you don't want to, but you're going to find somebody. You're going to be like, oh, Lord, okay. You can pay the cable bill and you can pay the lights. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. You got to work together as a team. And I just feel like sometimes that God is like pushing us together again, We're always on the phone, texting, and we're always on social media, flipping through the screens. It's like God is just pushing us back together like, hey, I know you guys don't want it, but I'm pushing you back together again. Are we going to be able to party? Are we ever going to go out to lounges again? Because stuff is going to be expensive. Vegas is expensive now. Vegas is expensive. Vegas used to be, come on down, have $300 for 3 nights. Now it's like $500-600. Now because of the tariffs, it's going to be $900 to go to Vegas. Vegas ain't going to be able to make it. It is not. That's my opinion. Ain't nobody else's opinion. I'm just saying, it's about to get ruthless out in these streets. Crime is going to go up. And I'm just thinking like the tariffs, like people are panicking, I know because nobody's in the stores. Nobody's are out in the mall. Nobody's really out. Everybody's watching the news. Their eyes are glued, just like inflation, like pandemic. Worried, what's going to happen? I need to save my money. I don't want to lose my job. But God is going to One thing I learned about is that we worry so much, but I have to understand that God rules everything. We don't rule no, we're just human beings in his spirit living our lives, and that's it. He controls everything, but we always sit there and worry like, okay, what's going to happen? But God says man is not going to destroy the world. He says, I'm going to destroy the world. God says, I am going to destroy the world. If you're not religion, that's cool. I'm just saying, I'm talking from my opinion, how I see things from the word. Yeah, it's getting sad. But every time I look up every year, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Kids can't even get an apartment no more. Kids are barely making it. We just made minimum wage out here in California, $20 an hour. And now after this, people are like, man, we back to square one again. People are saying, yeah, we got $20. Now $20 ain't gonna do nothing. Everything's going up. Prices of car, food, everything. People are like, how is insurance going up? Because somebody have a car accident, somebody got to pay for them parts. So them parts gonna go up, you gonna go up. Everything going up just like in inflation. And I say to myself, like, after we get this money, well, we're gonna do something with this money. They're not telling us what we're gonna do with the money. What are we gonna do with the money? Make America great again? What? And I was just thinking, like, they're cutting everything, but that is affecting everything too. People need vouchers for homeless. They're cutting homeless shelters. People that want food, people like, I barely make it. At least I got me some hamburger meat over here. At least I got some hot dogs. At least I'm over here. They're pushing. It's like you're pushing through the pandemic. Like, I gotta push. And now you're just like, okay, I got past the pandemic. Now I gotta go through inflation. Like, oh man. And now we gotta go through the tariffs. Like, is people gonna keep pushing, or people gonna just be like, forget it? It's a lot of stress on a lot of people. But I just say to people that you gotta stay prayed up and thank God that you got everything. And go out there and get everything before it starts getting expensive. I got everything I want. Thank God. I've been truly blessed. God's going to keep blessing me. He's going to start blessing you too. He's going to take care of everything. But it's everybody, we worry. We just, okay, what's going to happen? It's not good to watch the news. It's not good to watch YouTube and look all that. Because that stuff gets depressing. And guess what's going to happen? It's something new. It's going to be for the weekend. And there's something brand new going to come up. We don't stay on one thing. We stayed on Puff Daddy. We moved from Puff Daddy to the fires. And now we're moving on to the tariffs. It's like it moves. It's not like you can't even get comfortable. Tomorrow you'll be talking about something else. Next week we ain't gonna be talking about tariffs. We'll be talking about something else. It's just how we are. We're just quick. Pass. Let's do it. Bam, bam. We sad. We mad. Happy. Oh, cool. It's just like so many emotions going through your brain. But next week or 2 weeks from now, it's just gonna go away. It'll be something else. And then we're sitting there worrying about something else. But why are we worried? Because the situation is we don't know what the darkness look like. You don't see the light. You don't know what's gonna happen. You're just in the dark. Like, who's in here? What's happening? You don't know. But people stress, and you see it. Because people are just like, okay, what are we going to do? People coming on panicking and stuff like that. They already panicked during the pandemic. They already panicked during the inflation. Now we got the tariffs to panic. It's sad, but it's the truth. But I know God. God's going to take care of us. He said, I'll never leave you, forsake you. And you have to trust him. And that's all you can do. Figure it out. And say, hey, see what's going to happen. But it's going to affect us all. Maybe they got a big picture for them. Maybe it can win, or maybe it can happen to a good thing, or it might be a bad thing. I don't know anymore. It's just the tariffs that I was talking to my friends about it. One of my homies was telling me like, hey, tariffs are coming in, man, and the president's going to be saying something big. And I looked on the news. He was right. Yeah, he made every different country pay. I understand. I don't understand why they wouldn't charge them back then, 40 years ago. They're letting it slide, but now America's like, oh, okay, we're not doing so good, so let's take money from everybody else. Make America great. They don't really care about nobody. I'm learning about America. America don't care about nobody. All they care is about themselves. And we're just starting to be lovers of ourselves and just like, forget it. You know? Yeah. We're coming to that point. Hey, you gotta stick together as a family and work as a team. You know, we don't know what's going to happen in the dark. When that light come on, you can see. You're like, oh, okay. But we're in the dark now. And I didn't really want to go that long on this. I wanted to go 15 minutes. You know, that was my rant about the tariffs. You know? But it is what it is. Just thank God that you can live and eat and keep going. Because he controls the universe. Nobody does. Man can do whatever they want, but God controls it. But then maybe you don't believe in God. That's cool. You know, you might be really in the dark. But me, I know who I can trust in. Because he's the one that did everything for me. I ain't did nothing. I was not even supposed to be here. He's the one that created me. I'm not ashamed of him. Because he said, if you're ashamed of me, I'm going to be ashamed of you. I am not ashamed of God, okay? God is everything to me. I might not go to church all the time, but I pray. I'm telling you that. I'm not perfect. I'm telling you, my hands are up. I'm not perfect. But hey, I know I'm perfect in my image. But I just wanted to say that. Not even want to get everybody's emotions up, but that's what we're talking about right now. And I got to move my videos up to move this in here because this is what's cracking right now. The inflation, this is what the tariffs. What's going to happen with these tariffs? It is what it is. This is my opinion. Everybody got their opinion. Thousands of opinions. Let me put my opinion too. You know? That's all I want to talk about. But hey, you know what I'm saying? God is good all the time. Stay prayed up. Keep your money. And save your money too. Don't spend all your money. Save your money. You know? But that's all right, man. That's it. I just want to talk about the tariffs today. And what's going to happen. That's what I wanted to talk about. But anyways, I want to say to you, I had a day. Good time.